It's not a problem. In Chapter 8, you're going to have 4 lessons. You're going to create and use embedded styles, modify embedded styles, work with the external style sheets, and work with conflicting styles. This is a big deal. Do you guys remember what internal styles are? What is it, Dennis? Working with styles that are embedded on the page itself and only on the page. The cool thing about this, let me see if I can pull one out. Bobbins, yeah, let me see bobbins, stripe umbrella here. I think on spa page you may have some. Alright, so let me open your CSS styles panel. And let's take a look at what the styles are in this page of Jordan's. And pay attention to this because this is extremely important and easily overlooked by all. You're going to see in Jordan's spa page on Stripe Umbrella that he has, let's see here, let me collapse the sprite menu here. Bring this down if possible. There you go. Perfect. Okay, so you see the highlighted style. This is my CSS styles panel, and I have 3 categories of styles listed in here. The top one, whoops, the sprite menu horizontal CSS, and then I have one on the bottom here, which is the SU styles.css. But I want you to concentrate on the 2 that are highlighted. SU underscore styles.css is the CSS style sheet file. If you look in the files panel, you're going to see it right here. This is an external style sheet. It means it's an external style. It's coming from elsewhere. The sprite menu one is also an external style, but it's code that is formatting the CSS sprite menu bar. Okay? So you don't have an external style sheet. You have a whole folder called sprite assets that holds all the code that runs this sprite menu and all the functionalities of it. And because the formatting of the sprite menu is done through CSS, you have all that pieces of code stored in sprite assets folder. That was automatically generated when you actually inserted the sprite menu. Dreamweaver did that for you. And finally, we have on the top part the style, just a generic tag called style. And what that means is those on the top, those are the inline or embedded styles. Whoops. Okay? So if you have everything that you have in here on this area, this is going to be styles that exist only on this page. If you have styles down here, these are styles that are coming from an external style sheet. How do you create? In lesson 1, you're going to go through creating and using embedded styles. Open your page open your book on page 8-5. On page 8-5, you have this new CSS rule dialog box. I'm going to switch to my mock stripe umbrella here, and I'll go ahead and I'll create a style. On my style, I'm going to click on this add style, and you're going to see that now I have this new CSS rule dialog box, the same one that you see on page 8-5. But in here, what you have to pay attention to is this bottom area, which gives you the option of whether to create this style on this document only, which means it will make it an embedded style, or the second option, which would be new style sheet file, which will create a new external style sheet for this rule that you're making. Or you can choose existing CSS style files to add this rule to those files. Okay? In this case here, you're going to be choosing the first option, which is this document only, and that's going to generate is a style sheet. That is going to, I can't really type in here, so basically it's going to be, you're going to leave the top as class, can apply to any HTML element, and then you're going to enter, create a name for an embedded style sheet. And you're going to click on OK. And then that style is going to show up under that category, generic category style. The thing that you're going to have to pay attention to is that embedded styles that are here, they are going to override the styles that come from an external style sheet. If I have down here, I have on styles.styles.css, I have one that deals with body text. And it says, oh, this rule here applies to everything that is down. And that comes from the external style sheet. But up here somewhere, I don't know, I'm just getting a content. Maybe there's something in here, I don't know what, is going to contradict what body text does to the formatting of the elements on this page. Which one is going to prevail? The external style or the embedded style? The embedded style, that's correct. Okay? So, how would you use that ability? The ability that you can actually create an external style sheet that changes something and you're linking every single page that you create on your website to that external style sheet. So it makes it all the same, but all of a sudden you want to make that one page special. And that's when you can use embedded style sheets. Instead of creating an additional style on your central file that affects everybody else, now you can create on that one page that you want to make something different, you can create an embedded style that creates a custom look, even though they're all connected to the same style. So you still can use everything else on that style sheet, but the one thing you want to make different, you can actually use that in an embedded style. Okay? So that's useful that way. You can make something different on purpose by purposely creating a conflict. Knowing that the properties between the external and internal, whenever there's a conflict, embedded always wins. Okay? So, on pages, on lesson 1, now pay attention to this, this is going to be a little different. On chapter 8, lesson 1, look on page 8-6. You're going to be overriding your Stripe Umbrella root folder with the one that comes from the data file. Girls, you've done this. Remember? You didn't have a Stripe Umbrella before. We got it from chapter 8. You might or may not have done that. I don't know if you did. If you did not, these are the steps that you would do that. The actual work for lesson 1 that we discussed starts on page 8-8, where you create a class style. So go ahead and do lesson 1 ads, okay? And go ahead and do lesson 2 as well, because that actually allows you to change embedded styles. And lesson 3, working with external style sheets. You're going to bring external styles. And let's see what lesson 4. Lesson 4 is just working with conflicting styles. You're gonna so you're good. Just go do the whole chapter 8, and we're good today. You should be done fairly quick.